Good morning, Missouri. John Bryson again, OnQ Home Loans. Competing with traffic right now, trying to get to a closing in Jeff City, Missouri. Wanted to more so explain the circumstances surrounding what happened with interest rates and the rate cut this September, and why you guys didn't see the movement that everybody was crossing their fingers for. And that's because when the Fed announces a rate cut, guess what, folks? The rate cut happens earlier than the day that it actually takes place on the market. And this is why. The market perceives it early. Rates are typically at their cheapest point before a rate cut. And the experience that most of us in the industry have experienced is that whenever the Fed announces those rate cuts, we want to try to get you locked prior to that rate cut actually taking place, which I was actually able to help several of my clients, including the one today that I'm closing, get his cost cheaper on his interest rate. And it ended up saving him a bunch of money, but then not even 4 days later, it went back up to where it was. That is because there's too much data, there's too much volatility in the market right now. And we're also going into the winter months. You know, we're in the fall now. And when you go into the fall, activity slows. Fewer listings hit the market. And with that being said, prices go up because there's more people competing for the properties that are currently on the market listed. So even if you do get a rate cut or you get a cheaper interest rate, guess what? You're still paying the same amount of money, if not more. And that's because price drives payment. The interest rate establishes the payment, but the price delegates how much you're going to spend. And if you allow the market to increase, even with a 0.25% cheaper interest rate, you know, you're still in the same boat, guys. You're still in the same boat. And, you know, for like I've always said, $5,000 equals roughly $30. You know, so for every $5,000 that you pay more for a home, you're increasing your payment by $30 unless you're offsetting that by putting more money down. Which, quite frankly, you'd be better off buying an interest rate at that point, because the interest rate will then impact the amount financed, which is greater than $5,000. So there's a way to strategically build your way into a mortgage, into buying a home, and that's understanding how to negotiate not just the purchase of the home, but also the financing of the home, and understand what things you can leverage to increase your rate of return on your payment or your investment. If you'd like to sit down, figure out what your leverage might be, give me a call. John Bryson, the Bryson team, OnQ Home Loans, servicing the state of Missouri. You can reach me anytime, 573-303-0688. Have a blessed day.